Okay, so we are recording. So welcome to tonight's team call, everyone. I'm excited to be talking to you, especially because I still feel like fresh back from our event this past weekend, Super Saturday. So today is Monday, October 19th, 2015. We're getting close to the end of the year, and I'm excited, even though things are slowing down and you feel like whatever you're doing isn't working. It's still an exciting time because research shows that if you kick it into gear now, your business will double come the new year. So that's why it's super important to be consistent right now. And even if you feel like no one's watching or everyone's saying no, you definitely want to be that person that you're that go-to person for people come January 1st when everyone's like, I need to lose weight. So I can attest to that because I started working more seriously my business last October, around this time, to be honest. I quit my job last year, my full-time daycare job, I think in August, and I was kind of dabbling with Beachbody. I was taking it, I don't want to say serious. I was treating it like a hobby, so it was definitely paying like a hobby, but it wasn't until around, I'd say October, I started picking things back up because I was pregnant and I just knew that I needed to take it more seriously. And come January 1st, like my business did double. And it's carried on the whole year, even though it's a business. You can't expect it to always be up. It's going to be like this. It's going to go up and down. But I don't know how else to explain it, but it does double. January 1st is the time for anyone and everyone. They want to get healthier. They want to lose weight. So just keep that in mind when things are tough right now and slowing down because people are busy. You definitely want to stay consistent so that you're that go-to person for people come the new year. Okay, so I have not listened to the National Wake Up Call today, so I'll be honest. But I just want to hammer these calls into you every week. So essentially you have a whole week. After every Monday, you have a whole week to listen to these calls. They're super important, and I hope that you're making them a priority. I'm not saying that you have to listen in live or that you have to listen to it on Monday, because today, the day is going to end, and I probably won't listen to this until tomorrow or maybe even Wednesday. But definitely schedule it in. Don't leave it up to chance. Whenever you know that you have at least 30 minutes to yourself if you're driving, definitely plug in, especially the beginning of these calls for our newer coaches. Corporate is always keeping us up to date with product launches and just stuff that you should be aware of as a coach. So definitely listen into this National Wake Up Call every week. I think someone else is on. Let me mute you guys real quick. Okay, so I don't know if you guys got to see this. You should have received an email from corporate or Beachbody for the Fall Classic. So it's basically like the Team Cup, but it's a smaller team. And last year for the Fall Classic, it was just 2 people per team. So this year, I guess they're doing 3. So registration did open today, and it closes on October 31st, which is on Halloween. And so Fall Classic will run the whole month of November. And there's details on how exactly you earn points in the back office, and it should be in that email that you're receiving. If you're not receiving like a corporate email from like Beachbody, you can definitely sign up for that newsletter, and there's information in the back office on how to receive that newsletter. It's technically a newsletter. You just type in your email, and you should be getting like regular emails from Beachbody. Not every day, but regular, like at least monthly. Research shows that coaches who participate in team competitions earn up to 10 times more money than those who do not participate. Additionally, participants are more likely to qualify for Success Club and other annual incentives. So this is just a way, Beachbody is very, very strategic, and they do stuff like this when it's slow. Why? Because they want to help you continue growing your business. And, they do stuff like this with incentives because obviously if you, get a certain amount of points with your team, they have incentives, they have prizes, they have like free workout gear, wear and share. Basically, it's like Beachbody logo wear, and like who doesn't love free workout clothes? And the quality of the clothes that you win, the quality that they use in their workout clothes is really, really good. So if you want to know more about the prizes, like I said, It should be in your email. If not, you can just go to Fall Classic. You can just type that into Google. But I'm going to be looking for 2 people that want to work with me. And I'm going to take this very, very, very serious. So I do want to work with 2 people who want to run with me in November. And I want to work with 2 coaches that actually want to rank advance as well in the month of November. I'm working towards my next rank advancement. So I would like to work with 2 coaches with similar goals. So if you want to work with me, go ahead and message me and we can figure that out. And if more than 2 of you message me, we can figure something out and help you get on another team. But definitely get on a team. It's going to help you stay motivated, especially during this time when people are busy and things start to slow down. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you tonight my biggest takeaways from Beachbody Super Saturday this past weekend. We were in Huntington Beach, about 30 minutes from where I live, and there was probably about 200 coaches there, 250 maybe. Here in Southern California, they tend to be a little bit bigger just because there's a lot of people here. But it was a great event. They're always super inspiring, and I always take something new away. So even though there's times in my business where I feel like I know it all, I don't. And you need to be continuously surrounding yourself with like-minded people and surrounding yourself with people that are more successful than you, because when you're surrounding yourself with them, you're learning from them. And so yeah. So basically, they kind of talked about on challenge groups, and I know that for the most part, you guys know what a challenge group is, but just to kind of refresh your memory, challenge groups are meant for you to build relationships. They are meant for you to connect with your clients. They are meant for you to help your people get results. It's a safe haven for your clients. You always want to be working towards creating like that safe place for people. You want to make it so safe that people are actually inspired and encouraged to share their stories and their pictures. And the way you do that is by sharing your own story inside your group, sharing your pictures, unedited, your progress in there, because you have to lead by example. If you're in there sharing pictures and you're super consistent, you're going to encourage other people. You can't expect other people to do something you're not willing to do. So if you're not posting your own, progress pictures and measurements and weight and all that stuff, it's a lot harder for your clients to do that inside your groups. Challenge groups are accountability for you to stay on top of your game as well. So, I mean, it's pretty basic, I guess, but I know that sometimes we get caught up and we're busy and like we want to run groups and we're not giving our groups our best. And so this is just kind of a great reminder that, it's not just about the sale. It's not just about successful points. It really is a place for you to build relationships. Most of my coaches on our team have come out of my challenge groups. And the cool thing about challenge groups is that is where you can groom people to be a future coach on your team. Why? It's a lot harder for someone to come into Beachbody coaching if they're not aware of the products, if they've never tried the products, if they don't know what a challenge group is, if they've never been inside a group. So when you have someone inside your group, even if it's 1 people or 5 people, and they're in there with you for 30 days and they're getting support, accountability, and recipes and motivation, and they're sharing their progress and they're seeing your progress, they kind of get the hang of it. And they're like, okay, I see how they run these groups. I see the type of coaching that I'm receiving, the support. This is kind of cool. And so you can actually start grooming people into coaches. And I've done this before, and you probably didn't know it. But usually when I ask my clients, when I encourage them to start posting, and when I make it a requirement, I'm kind of grooming them to be a future coach in the future if they want, if they get good results. Because in the end, you kind of just tell them, well, you're already doing what I'm doing. You're sharing your journey inside the group. You're posting. You're sharing recipes. Have you ever considered coaching? And so I learned about this at Summit last year, and I think this year they kind of touched on it. So challenge groups are like the bread and butter of your business. Just stay focused on building that relationship and really connecting with your clients. Really take your time, even if it's a free group, take your time when someone posts, oh, here's my breakfast, and it's something like very simple. Take your time to like leave a very thoughtful comment. And people are going to appreciate that, and they're going to feel loved, to be honest, and they're going to feel like you're actually paying attention to them. If you're not just posting, I always try my best to like ask a question, or I try my best to like make the comment very, personal to them. So I don't just say, I try not to, don't call me out, but I just, I try to ask them about their day. What's your favorite recipe? If someone's posting about Shakeology, like, oh, really? Well, how are you making it? What's your favorite recipe? So just, always be encouraging and, just kind of always remind yourself that that's what challenge groups are for. Even if it's just one person or 5 people, or no matter how many people you have in that group, just remind yourself that you're there to connect with your clients and to help them get results and to strengthen that relationship with that person. Because if you strengthen that relationship with that person, you never know, for one, they could become a coach on your team, or they could bring you referrals. Okay, so these are just some other points that I had written down in my notebook. Make people your friend first, so that when you actually invite them to your next group, or when you invite them to coaching, they won't be surprised, right? So when you make people your friend and you have that connection and you're forming them, it's a lot easier to invite them. You kind of how would I say it? You kind of earn that right to invite them. It's not really a surprise, because if you're forming really well and you're going back and forth, chances are that person's going to ask you, well, what do you do? So what have you been up to? And that's your chance to kind of breadcrumb, well, this is what I've been doing. And then always turn it back and ask them a question. Don't always just say, oh, well, I'm a health and fitness coach, and then leave it at that. If someone asks you like, oh, what have you been doing? And then you say, oh, well, I'm a health and fitness coach with Beachbody or something. What do you do for work? So you make sure that you're always ending it with a question. Ask, okay, so this is something that I did today, and it worked really well. I used to do it before, and then I kind of stopped, but you always want to be trying different things. Ask people to like your post. This is perfect if they're too shy to comment or even message you. So this morning I actually posted it was a simple picture of me drinking Shakeology. And I basically, towards the end, I just said, like this post if you'd be interested in like a 6-day Shakeology challenge. And I think I said, like, if you could try out 6 of our flavors for $30, would you be interested? And I literally had I think every person that liked that wasn't a coach already or a past client of mine, I messaged them, because I gave them a call to action. I said, if you'd be interested, like this post for more information. So that gave me today about 25 people to actually message and invite. So those are my invites for the day. So since I got good feedback, I think I am going to be hosting a 6-day Shakeology challenge. If you guys want to jump in with me and see kind of how I run them, even though I have a template in our team page on how to run one, I haven't done one in a long time. So I actually want to kind of revamp it and make it more exciting and have new workouts and possibly a new meal plan. So if you're considering that, I don't know when I would start yet. I have to go back into my messages and see kind of everyone's response. But I was thinking maybe even next Monday, kind of leading up to Halloween, and we can kind of use that as like a perk for people to kind of, help them like feel good on Halloween day on their costumes and stuff. So think about that. If there's people that have inquired about Shakeology, but they're too scared to invest in the big bag, I'd be more than happy to have you and your people join my group, and it could be one big happy group. Okay, so my next point is people respect you when you are bold. And I know that sometimes this can be hard, to be bold and to kind of stand up for what you believe in. I hope that by now you guys are all following my coach, Lindsay, and she's one of the most bold women that I know. She is not afraid to share her story. She is not afraid to share her opinion. She puts herself out there, and I think people respect that, because I respect people that are bold, because in my heart, I'm like, I know that they're standing up for what they believe in, and they're not afraid what other people think. So one of the top coaches was just kind of sharing that, and I like that point, and I think it's true. People do respect you when you're bold about your story. So lead with your journey and your story. I think in anything that you're doing, especially on social media, always lead with your journey and your story. I was trying to come up with like a good example for you guys, but as long as when you're posting on social media, again, you always want to be intentional. Try your best to not just post just to post. If there's a day where you're like, oh man, I didn't post. I know I've talked about this already with you guys, but just always be intentional. People can sense that. I've had a lot of people lately, they're sharing my stuff, and I think it's because I'm doing my best to be really intentional. And even though I'm home full time with the baby, like I really try on Sundays to sit down and plan out my posts throughout the week. And I even sometimes if I have to pre-type them, I do that. And that means I'm being intentional. And I'm always trying to lead with my journey and my story and sharing that with people, because that's the only way that I'm going to inspire people. That's the only way that people are going to be motivated to actually do something about their health and fitness. Have multiple ways to help people. This is something really great, and this is something that I don't think I've really taught you guys, but there's a lot of coaches in the network now. There's like 400,000 coaches, Beachbody coaches now, and there's a lot of people that are creative. And so sometimes it's great to kind of step up your game and kind of do something different. It doesn't always have to be a 21-day or 30-day group. It doesn't always have to be a 5-day community group. Have multiple ways to help people. There's coaches that have done like a personal development group, or like kind of like a book club, where if you're a reader, this would be great because you can attract other readers and connect with them on a different level. It doesn't always have to be health and fitness. Whatever you feel like you're good at, kind of think how you can kind of run a group for that. So like, again, for like a book club, you could pick like your favorite group, book, or it could be like a personal development book. And even if it's like 5 people and you guys are reading the same book, and like every day you can post like a question, like what was your biggest takeaway from the book? So that's kind of fun for people that like to read. Anyone that likes to use crock pots, you could do like a crock pot group. So that's kind of cool. I don't use a crock pot, so I've never done a crock pot group. A lot of coaches have done faith groups too. If you're like into your faith and like you want to do like maybe like a Bible study group, it could be like a short 30-day group where you guys all, talk about your faith, you share about your stories, something like that. So just having multiple ways to help people kind of just raises your influence. Like it doesn't always have to be health and fitness. Like just kind of think of, something that you feel that you're good at. Any tips? How would I say it? There was a top coach, her name's Lindsay Matway, but she used to run like a lot of faith groups and like book club or like personal development groups. And she basically said, like, Chalene Johnson talks about this too, now that I remember. Whatever you feel like you've been able to accomplish in life, and say you found like a shortcut or like an easy way out, they're like, say like you're like a busy person and somehow you make meal prep, you got it down. Like it's super easy for you on Sundays. Make a group about that. It could be a group for like 7 days, focus on just meal prepping, and you can give everyone your tips for free, free resources off Google, videos. So I hope that you guys kind of get what I'm trying to say, like having multiple ways to help people. It's not mandatory, but it's just kind of a way to kind of keep people like interested, I guess, and kind of raising your influence, because if you're helping people in more than one way, they're going to appreciate you. And eventually, again, if they don't want to work with you, they might refer people to you. Okay, so more of my takeaways continued. Okay, so one of the coaches, she was at Leadership, which is another event that you actually had to qualify for, I think about 2 weekends ago. And they had someone, a motivational speaker, and he basically asked them, what is your negative why? I know oftentimes we always talk about you need to have a why as a coach. You need to have a why. You need to have a strong why that makes you cry. Otherwise, you're going to treat this like a hobby. And that's fine. If you want to treat this like a hobby and you're okay with that, that's totally fine. Like, I don't ever want you guys to feel pressured to work for something that you don't want. But ask yourself, what is your negative why? What will let you sleep at night? For me, having to go back to a regular 9-to-5 job will not let me sleep. I can't think about having to drop off Camilo at daycare. Like, that's not something I want to do. So like, if it were to come down to that, that would not let me sleep at night. Sometimes our debt that we still owe does not let me sleep at night. So that's my negative why. I have a big why, but my negative why is like stuff that doesn't let me sleep. So that stuff is what I use to push me to stay up later, to get up earlier, to talk to more people, to go look for more no's, to step out of my comfort zone. So I just want to ask you guys what is your negative why? What doesn't let you sleep at night? And write that down. The next point is you must have goals. If you need help setting goals, you can read Push by Chalene Johnson. It's a great book. I haven't read it, but I know that it's great because Chalene Johnson wrote it and she's amazing. And there's a lot of coaches on our team that have read that book and they find it helpful. But what I mean by this, I mean, it can sound so simple, but you really do need to have goals. If it needs to be weekly goals, monthly, yearly, like you need to have some sort of direction. Where are you going? And I feel like when you set goals for like every area of your life, you become more disciplined, you're more organized. I feel like you're just happier because you're actually working for something. You're not just kind of doing the rat race and just kind of living day by day. Like you always want to be working for something, working towards something. So make sure that you have goals. And I'm not talking just like, Beachbody and like your health and fitness. Like just, you need to have goals. You need to be a goal-oriented person. So, I mean, that was one of my biggest takeaways from Super Saturday, because I feel like it's like Beachbody is like a lifestyle change. It's not just health and fitness. For me, it's been a complete lifestyle change. My next point, the power of consistency is vital, which means it's super, super important. Even when you think no one is watching, show up every single day. Why? Because winners show up every day. There's this quote I should have put in here. I think it's like a boxing quote, but it's like winners don't win inside the ring. Like they win in their daily practice and in their daily actions, I guess you could say. So they don't win like when they're already inside the ring. Like they win when they're showing up every single day and they're being consistent. I don't know if you guys saw on the Diamond Counts. Oh no, I don't think you saw that. Well, there was a coach that shared that basically she was at church this past weekend, and there's this lady that's obviously on her Facebook. They're friends, and this coach is always posting about health and fitness and Join My Challenge group and all that stuff. And so this lady has never ever 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 liked any of her posts. She's never commented on her posts. She's never messaged her or any of that stuff. But she came up to her that weekend, or this past weekend, and she's like, I need to do something about my health. I don't care what it costs. I don't care what kind of packages you have. I need you to help me. Like, I need to lose weight. And she was kind of like taken back because she's like, whoa, like you've never liked any of my stuff. Like, I didn't think you'd ever be into my groups. But this coach is always consistent. Even when sometimes she only gets 2-3 likes, she's showing up. Like, I can't tell you guys, okay, I don't know if you guys have seen, but like when I post like my workout videos and stuff like that, they tend to get a lot of views. Sometimes they get like 500 views, but I don't get 500 likes. So what does that mean? People are scrolling past it and they see it, but that doesn't mean that they liked it. Same thing with your posts. A lot of people, like, they'll scroll through it. They won't actually like your stuff. So that's why it's super, super important to just always stay consistent and show up every day. And showing up every day helps you stay on top of shit. I'll just be honest. It really does. It helps you stay focused and it helps you stay on top of your game. Be involved and be all in. How would I say this? Being involved means going to events, showing up to our team calls, showing up to, the national wake-up calls, being involved in your challenge groups, being involved with personal development, being involved with your health and fitness. Just be all in. It's super simple, but I kind of like that quote. I don't know. I just want to live by that. Be involved and be all in whatever you do in every area of your life. Just be all in. Don't be dabbling here and there. Just be all in. Always stay in phase 1 as a coach. Okay, so basically, there was another story at Super Saturday where this coach went up to another top coach. She's currently number 2 in the company. Her name is Amy Silverman. I don't know if you guys follow her. Her name is on Instagram, Amy Silverman Fitness, really great coach. And so she basically asked this coach, how is it that this coach is basically getting like 160 Success Club points every month. She's pretty badass, but she has like 30,000 followers on her Instagram and she is super consistent and she's been a coach for close to 5 years. And so there's this other coach that, went up to her and asked her like, what are you doing to help like 50 people a month or more get on a challenge pack? And she said, always stay in phase 1 as a coach. And Carl Deichler talked about this too. So what is phase 1? It's very, very simple, but sometimes things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. Following a Beachbody fitness program and actually finishing it, showing people that you can finish it, starting it and finishing it. Drinking your Shakeology every day. There's a lot of people that don't even drink their Shakeology on the weekends. 15 minutes of personal development every single day. I think I thought I had put on here at least 5 times a week. I know the weekends are fun and we want to be with our family and doing stuff, but at least commit to Monday through Friday, or at least 5 times a week. 15 minutes is all you need. You can either listen to it when you're driving or something, or reading 15 minutes of personal development. And inviting every single day. That is phase 1. It's super simple. A lot of people think there's like a secret sauce to Beachbody and coaching and all that stuff, but it's really simple, and that's what it is. It's staying in phase 1 as a coach. My next point is invite every day, because inviting plants seeds. Your consistency on social media waters that seed. It reassures that seed. And when that seed is ready, it will come to you, it'll sprout, and you'll reap your harvest. So for me, like this little, I don't think it's a quote, but it's like a mindset. You know, when you're inviting people and people are telling you no, you planted that seed and it's in their head, whether it's in the back of their head and they come back to you a year later. This is so true. Like, I've had people come to me from when I first became a coach, and I was like spamming them and doing everything the wrong way because I was not listening to Lindsay and I was not following the training. I was spamming people. I've had people come back to me because I planted that seed, and I've been consistent, you know, over the years. I can say that now. I've been consistent on social media. So I'm watering that seed every time I post something inspiring or motivating, or my workout or something, an invitation to my challenge group. And even though they don't hit like or whatever, I'm still watering that seed. I'm reassuring them that I'm serious about this, and that I'm consistent, and that I show up every day, and that I can actually help them reach their goals. So I think that was it. Let me see. No, I think I had one more slide. Oh, here we go. Okay, so how to end the year strong. So this is probably just like a little recap of everything that, you know, we kind of learned at Super Saturday. I mean, again, at Super Saturday, they talked a little bit about the new Shakeology, like very briefly. It's just going to be released at the beginning of next year. I don't know when. They haven't told us when. Masters Hammer and Chisel comes out December 1st. What else did they talk about? I mean, they showed like, you know, motivational videos and stuff like that, and videos from corporate. And I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. But so yeah, how to end the year strong. Be proof the products work. This is one of our vital behaviors, and I already talked about this. It's just simple. Just do it. Be proof that the products work. Share your journey and your story publicly and consistently. Sometimes one time a week isn't enough. I'll be honest. Sometimes it's not, because people will miss your posts. Read and listen to personal development at minimum 5 times a week. This is the post that I was just talking about. At minimum 5 times a week. It could be 10 to 15 minutes. You don't have to spend an hour. If you have that time, great. If you don't, it's not mandatory. But personal development is so key, because it helps you become a better person, and you're gonna be like that shining light to people. Like, if you're always listening to personal development, your mindset starts to change. You become happier, more positive, and people gravitate towards you. You attract people like that, because people need that. People need more positive and happy people in their life. Okay, people are negative. Social media and like the news and the radio, they're always blasting us with all this drama. Like, that's not going to help you. So when you're listening to personal development that's teaching you how to be a better person, how to have more discipline, how to set goals, that's stuff that you can actually teach people. You can teach people that in your group. So your challenge groups become more better, I guess you could say. You're not just teaching people health and fitness. Like, you're spilling whatever you're listening to in personal development into your challenge groups. And same thing with me. Like, whatever I learn, I try to give that to you guys. I try to teach you that, and that adds value to your life. Okay. So how to end the year strong. Double and triple your invites. No questions asked. Just double and triple your invites. Who cares if you're getting no's? You need to be that go-to person come New Year. People will come to you. They're going to say no right now because it's Christmas and all these excuses, but just double, triple your invites. And I promise you, it's going to come back to you tenfold come the new year. Add double to your network. Same thing. Just whatever you're doing now, try to double it. Find a success partner. This can be someone that's kind of your rank and kind of in the same place that you are in your business and as a coach. It doesn't have to be someone on our team. It could be like a different team, but finding a success partner is kind of good because you're not just being mentored by me, you're learning from someone else, and you're just learning new ideas, bouncing back and forth ideas. And it's a new way to keep yourself accountable to your goals. This is something huge, and it's something that I do. So whether you're faith-based or not, I am. So pray for new clients and coaches. I do this every single day, and I actually pray for you guys as my team. Every single day I pray that, God helps you guys find more consistency in your life and be more disciplined. And I pray for new clients and coaches. I always ask him that he brings me people that actually need what I have to offer, because I don't want to work with people that don't need what I have, because it just stresses me out. I'm always praying to bring me new coaches that will actually help me build a big business so that I can help his people and actually help my family financially. So if you're into that, definitely do not be afraid to ask God for people. Ask him to open up your eyes. Maybe there's someone that you're just missing them, and all you need to do is just ask them and ask him to give you encouragement. Pray for that. Don't be afraid. Celebrate your sprouts and your little successes. This can be anything. Like, seriously, like if you need to get a journal or something, Lindsay taught me this and Danny Johnson teaches this. Your little successes are, hey, I got in that 15 minutes of personal development, and, before I used to be so inconsistent. Celebrate that. Be proud of that. Write it down and just tell yourself that you're proud of yourself for sticking through. It could be, hey, I actually got in 5 invites today, or for the past 5 days, I've actually been inviting every day. Yes, that's a little success. And if you have a journal, by the end of, if you check it every month and you go back through all of your little successes that you've been writing in your sprouts, you're actually going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to be, at the end of the month, I didn't hit this goal, I didn't hit that goal. So make sure that you're writing down your little successes and your sprouts. Yes. I have a few more minutes, just 5 more minutes. Track your business. This is super important. Track your new followers, track your new friends, track the people that you're talking to, track the people that you're inviting, because you're going to miss people. People are going to fall through the cracks. I was talking to Marie earlier today about, I think it's super important to be tracking. If you're working Instagram, I think it's important that you do track the amount of followers that you're getting weekly. It's just a way to keep you motivated, and it's just kind of a way, it's a good indicator to tell you, okay, whatever you're doing is working. Even if you're getting 10 new followers a week, whatever you're doing is working. So every week, once a week, I like to track how many new friends I have on Facebook and how many new followers I have on Instagram. And of course, I'm tracking my conversations. I could even show you guys, hopefully, see if you guys can see. So I have my business invites here. And then these are the people that I reached out to today about the 6-Day Shakeology Challenge. So I'm tracking. Have a positive mindset about everything in this business. Just do your best. If something, makes you sad, if it makes you angry or whatever, just try to find a positive spin to it and just be happy. And think abundance. This is really hard, but I think it's something that you guys should try practicing every day. Think abundance. Think about all the people that possibly need what you have to offer. Think that there is a lot of people out there that need what you have to offer. Think about all the people that need an opportunity like this, like Beachbody. So just always think abundance. Don't ever think, oh, there's not enough people. There's not enough people for me to talk to. There's not enough people who want the 21-day fix, or there's not enough people that need Shakeology. There is. Change that mindset and think abundance. So that's basically all I have for today. So let me stop the share. Who's that? Is that Mariela? Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Just listening. I love it all. I love the faith part. I really like that.
Thanks for getting on.
Yeah.
All right. So I have about a minute left. So this is recording. So I'm just going to stop recording. Thank you again, everyone, for hopping onto the call. If you're watching the recording, thank you. And thank you, Mariela, for hopping on. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.